Hello everybody, back here again for our vlog a day, and today is Friday the 17th, and today was a lovely, beautiful day to be alive. Got up this morning pretty early, not quite as early as with the puppy, but damn near. Had most of everything packed up and staged, ready to go for my vending route, and I was able to grab the last little bits of stuff I needed. Got out of here decent time. Went up to go run my route. Basically, that way I get out here as soon as possible. One, puts me in the buildings quicker, less likely to have people in the break rooms and taking up space and causing delays. And it's been a while since I've been there, so I'm definitely in that process of wanting to make sure that I have as much time as I can, because I'm going to be there for a while. So also, I don't want to leave the dogs alone any longer than I need to. So I was like, cool. I got my wife. She's going to be here till she heads for work. So I was already running the routes, and usually I'm 35 minutes to an hour at the most. Usually like 35 minutes per spot is my average time per stop, not counting drive times between and all that kind of stuff. And my first one took me like an hour and a half because it was 100% out of sodas, except for some waters, which nobody buys. But if I take them out, they complain they're not having any waters. Then we gotta have waters to buy. And I'm like, they give you free water here. Our tap water is drinkable. What the hell you need waters in a bottle for? And I've even lowered them down to 50 cents a bottle, which is ridiculous because there's no profit in it. There's no nothing. It's just a pain in the butt. And they still don't buy them. So I'm like, hey, whatever. But if I make them $1, like everybody else has in the world, they throw a fit, so they're too expensive. They won't buy them. But you don't buy them either way. So I was in there forever, loading up stuff. Had a couple things that went out of date, my snacks and stuff. Got those done. A couple of sodas I can't find. They're not in stock anywhere. So I had a couple spots left open. One of the spots I didn't actually even try and buy. I think they had it at Sam's, but they didn't need it last time I was there, and they rarely buy it. So I don't know if it's because there was no other sodas there that they just decided to buy it. Anyway, I don't know, but we'll see. So got done. First location. Ended up basically, wife said she was heading to work, so I chatted with her. I'm like, hey, cool, no big deal, everything's good to go there. So I went ahead and chilled out, went on throughout the rest of the day, knocking out the rest of my locations. Everything was just slow. Just takes a while, just going through things and get it all done. And I can't carry as much stuff because my body still hurts, and I don't have the strength I used to have before the crash, and like my leg kept cramping up at different times, and so I'm in and out and making multiple trips where I shouldn't have to make that many trips, but it is what it is. So I went ahead, finally got all that wrapped up, and we were chatting a little bit here and there. I talked to her a couple times, got done with my route. On the way back, I ended up contacting a gentleman I've been trying to talk to. I don't know, it's probably been 2 weeks now. I've been trying to get a chance to go out and see his bike. Never sends me an address. Every time I've tried to meet with him, he either don't answer his phone or he doesn't meet up, that whole thing. Finally, the guy's like, hey, I'm off today. You can come by and take a look at it. So I texted him up, said, hey, where you at? He told me, I said, you're like 25 minutes away from me. Kind of on my way home, virtually on my way home. It's 3 miles out of the way. So way quicker than trying to go back out there. So it's probably 25 minutes from my house. So worked out real well. Stopped by, looked at his bike. Found out the bike's been setting since the last October. It's not even started since last October. And that didn't make me happy because the gas has been sitting there. It's all gross, but it's like a 2019, virtually brand new. And he's driven it like 4,000, like 200 miles. That's all he's driven it. So he took it to the Keys, took it on one other long trip, and then he rode it like 200 miles around town. That's it. And he just doesn't ride it. So not sure if the one I want or not. It's a beautiful bike. The setting that long makes me nervous. I didn't ride it. I did start it. It basically hit the throttle. It was real hesitant, real crappy sounding because I think the old ass fuel. But he's like, you want to take a drive? I said, no. First off, it's like a shit sand road. Like, I wouldn't have a problem with that, but like, that's not my issue there. But I said, the old gas. If I'm going to take this thing for a test drive, I'm either going to, bring out a can of, premium gas to dump into it, hopefully drain what's left, top it off, and then have clean gas. If not, it's down below a quarter of a tank, so I can top it off with all new fresh gas, some heat, and hopefully not plug up the injectors and the filters and everything else involved in the whole process. So we'll see. Price is good. He's the one I gotta look and see if I can find somebody. He's talking like that nobody makes saddlebags for it, nobody makes windshields for it, nobody makes any accessories at all. Like everything you want, you gotta have custom made. So instead of spending like $400 on a windshield, it's $1,500 to have one custom made. You found a place out of California and a place out of Miami, both that'll do it. But it's another $1,200 more, $1,100 more at least, to have something made. And if you damage it, you can't just go out and order a new one. You got to have the whole thing redone. But part of me thought, well, hell, if they're gonna make a mold, which a lot of places like that would, I might talk to my wife's work have them cut me some molds or whatever in the CNC machine, and just fiberglass them in, and who knows, maybe sell a few of them because they fit. Nobody else is making them. Why not make them myself? So we'll see. I got to think about that. But it's in that verge of, it's a big bike, but it's not a great, like, I wouldn't want to ride it to Iowa, especially without the full bags and stuff. But it also is too big though for a town bike. It kind of falls in that same category my bike was in, where it was not really a fun town bike, but it's not a great highway bike either. Kind of just was a mediocre at both, and I'm not sure I want a mediocre both. I think I'm gonna go with probably just more of a town bike, I think maybe, and then have something I ride around. So I don't ride, I mean, I ride to Ormond, I ride to Orlando, but I don't ride to Iowa very much. So I might just buy me a town bike, something a little more sporty and fun, something a little more playful. And then when I decide I want to make longer trips, buy a second bike and have two bikes. So it's kind of like trying to have a race car and drive to work. It doesn't make sense. So I need to buy a highway bike and a road bike both. But what I'd really like to have is like a big highway bike and a dual sport that I can then go ride like in the forest, out there in Ocala National Forest, that kind of stuff, take camping, something super light. It's on the back of the trailer and have fun with that way. Run town, get ice cream, that kind of crap on it when we're camping, and also ride a few little trails here and there, some little dirt roads and whatnot. But we'll see what I find out. But got back home. On the way back after looking at the bike, I guess I stopped by, picked up a little dog I watched, a little dog named Mocha, and she said that I could pick the dog up whenever because she was leaving about 2 to head out for a trip, and I have a key and stuff to the house and whatnot, so there's no big deal there. But I was coming at like 11:40. I was like, I'm gonna be up like 11:40, and I didn't want to just walk in her house when I know she's still there at 2, or there till 2. But so I texted her, I didn't hear from her. I tried calling her, she finally answered. I'm like, hey, I'm going to pick the dog up. She goes, oh, I'm out running an errand stuff, so you know where the keys at. I'm like, okay, cool, we're good to go, which worked out fine. But I don't want to like just open up somebody's house and I'm like, hey, you might be here, you might not be, which I've done before actually. She's like, yeah, you know, go pick the dog up. My kid's there, he's back playing video games, he'll probably never know you're there. So I come in, hear the video games playing, blast in the back of the house, rang the doorbell, nothing, didn't know a damn thing. Grab the dog, grab the stuff, and head out. And that felt really super weird too. So trying to avoid those situations if at all possible. But grabbed the dog, headed home, chilled out there a little bit. Also on the way back, I stopped in to feed some cats that I was watching, that I got to stop by once a day for the next few days and feed them. They're doing construction on their house, banging on the roof, putting the roof and stuff on. So the cats are scared to death. They're nowhere. I barely saw one of them top of the stairs and didn't want nothing to do with me. Normally they come down to play. I've actually played, the first time I watched them, she paid me like the extra to stay there for like an hour and play with the cats. And the cats actually did play. We, you know, they're interacting. They weren't really cuddlers, but they're playful cats. So it's been more time, but today they wanted nothing to do with me. So I basically just headed in and out pretty quick, and it worked out well. So from there, got home, unloaded all my supplies, chilled out, let their dogs out, played with them for a while, and then had another dog get dropped off this evening, which is a dog I watch off and on. It's the goofiest, clumsiest damn thing I've ever watched. Oh my God, he's so much fun. But I watched him for like 9 days or something a while back, and it was too much, maybe 2 weeks. I remember thinking it was too much. I can't handle that dog. He's never off. That dog is just always on. Lovable, man, just runs into you, trips you. He's clumsy as hell. Just, I don't do the long trips with him anymore. It's too much. But he was there. Everything was great. The little pit bull was acting shitty towards the little tiny Yorkie thing, which tiny little thing. And I don't know if she's trying to mean or just trying to play and didn't know what doing. But she was just like, nope, you don't get to play with that dog. So we're keeping them separate because I don't trust her. It's too small if something would go wrong, and she's not been around dogs. They don't socialize dogs at all. So even with Van, the puppy, the pit bull had a hard time figuring out how to play, and she kind of played a little bit rough, and she looked back like, oh my God, my puppy. She come and sit next to me. I'm like, I didn't say that to you, go play with him. But this one I can't take a chance, because if she was to even a simple little bite with this little tiny thing, it'd be over. So I can't take that chance. So went ahead, chilled out there, hung out with them for a while. Got a call from my wife. Actually, I think she told me to call her, and she was like, my dad's not doing good. I'm going to leave work early to go take him to urgent care, and that his neck's hurting him really bad. He's complaining about it, wants to get x-rays done and whatnot. So it's been 3 weeks he's been complaining about it. He's bad about that. He waits until like the worst damn possible moment, whether it be the cat to the vet or whether it be his neck or whatever. Just you talk to their doctors. I've talked to him about it, have him do whatever. But so I said she was going to leave work a little bit early to go take him there, and I said, you're going to run the risk of being late in the evening. Everybody else saying the same thing. Just go now. Like, what good's a half an hour going to do? And then you can just go now. You go up there, it'll be 2 hours. At worst case scenario, go to urgent care, get the x-rays, drop them back off to the assisted living, and get your ass back to work, and just work late tonight. And she's like, oh, that makes sense. So she went ahead and did that, headed out, took him up there, was out chilling out with him a little bit, gets the first urgent care, find out there's no one there to take x-rays. I don't don't know what that's all about. But so she ended up going over to another one. They recommended her. She called them and they're like, no, we don't have it here. Take X-rays. Some kind of what the hell it was. It was just turned into many hours of BS of this crap. Like, it just took forever and ever and ever and ever. She finally got X-rays. Went to, I don't know, some other place. Finally got it figured out. Got him back to the assisted living place. They said nothing's broken. Didn't get him a prescription for like muscle relaxers, which I thought they would have. But found out that one of his pain pills that he's supposed to be getting, they're not giving it to him in the assisted living. So it says on the script, as needed. Well, he needs it. Like, he was thinking, you're giving me all the pills that I have on my prescription. What the hell, you know? So he's like, she called, talked to them. They're gonna start getting that. So we're hoping that'll help kind of maybe loosen his neck up a little bit in the process and go from there. But so she got back to work finally, and she ended up working late. So I said, hey, when you get done at work, just let me know and that, and then you can stop by, pick up your choice of pizza or Chinese. It's up to you. You don't have to worry about, you know, cooking's already there. And while she was at work still, I went and got my run in, got my shower, got ready to go. I think I was going to go there. She decided she wanted Chinese, had me call it in. She picked it up, got home, and then basically as we were trying to eat dinner, she's venting, which she has a right to do. And I'm like, stop talking to me and eat. Stop talking to me and eat. Stop talking to me and eat. So she finally got her meal done, and we chatted a little bit and talked and stuff, and just let her kind of just blow off some steam and all that crap that just comes with it. It just sucks. There's so much crap that just loaded up on her plate and what's going on. And between her dad and work and her kid and everything else, just, it's all a giant damn mess as it goes through. So trying to do our best to get through it and figure it all out, but we can only do what we can do. So yeah, that's all we got for right now. I ended up heading outside, had myself a little cigar in the evening and chilled out in some beautiful, gorgeous weather. So that's all I got for right now. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Have yourself a safe and wonderful day. Thanks for watching.